In the previous lesson, we worked with variables, created them, and printed them to the console, and you saw that they have a scope, meaning there are workflow level, step level, and job level variables. But what do we do when we need to create a variable that is accessible in all workflows? That's what today's lesson will help with. So for that, we will be creating variables and secrets. Secrets are somewhat similar to variables, with one exception. The information in them is encrypted. So let's take advantage of the fact that on our repository page, we go into the repository settings and we see the tab for secrets and variables, as well as the Actions tab. This is where we create secrets and variables. Note that there is a section for repository secrets and a section for environment secrets. Right now, we don't have any environments. So we'll create one to test them out as well, because there is also a certain level of scope here, meaning environment variables will override secret variables. Let's create our first secret. So let's say we have a variable that will hold a password, and we'll set the value to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, saving. Note that when we work with secrets, the value, first of all, is not displayed anywhere, and secondly, it is not visible. So, even if I go into edit now, it won't show me that old value. I can just override it and set a new value. Keep this in mind, so you don't accidentally lose your information. Secrets, first of all, encrypt data and things like passwords, various paths, even login credentials for authentication. I recommend using secrets to store this information. For more basic simple information, you can use variables. So let's switch to variables and set a variable here. My variable will be status with the value active. We add the variable, and unlike secrets, we can actually see the value of the variable right here on the screen. Great. We've created both a secret and a variable. Now let's create an environment and also create a secret and a variable within the current environment. To do this, let's go to the Environment tab. Create a new environment, for example, one called Production and another one. Staging. We have two values, so let's edit production and add a secret for it. We'll use the same password, the same key for the variable, so to speak. Here, our password will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Let's add a few zeros. And we'll create a variable, and our variable will be named status, which in this case will also be active. Great, let's go back to the environment and do the same for staging. We'll specify a secret for it, so the password will be a few sixes this time, and for the variable, the status will be disabled. Alright, let's return to the secrets page, and we see a series of passwords and statuses, and now let's access these new variables and secrets directly through the workflow. So we need a new workflow, wealth.workflow.yaml. We'll throw in some demo content for it. Here, we're not simply defining any variables, we're removing everything where there are variable definitions, and we'll just showcase it on the screen. In our process, we have decided to eliminate this particular step, which results in only the output of our variables and secrets being left intact. This raises an important question. How exactly do we retrieve and manage our variables in this new streamlined process? You already know from the previous lessons, it's exactly the same. But when we access through the context, it is essential that we refer specifically to the var's context. Our variables are already present and available in the var's context. For instance, let us consider the status. Furthermore, to display a secret, it is necessary to refer to the secret's context. Just like this. And let's simply essentially take the variable key. So a simple workflow that outputs a variable and displays a secret. Let's see what values it will output. We're committing the changes. We go to the Actions tab, and a new workflow starts. Let's go in and see what variables and secrets we have. And as we can see, our variable is active, although it's written with an error, but that's okay. And the password is secret here, so we can't see it in any way. So, the fact that I changed the password won't really make any difference, but that's okay. We'll see it using the active example because I changed that value for the environment. Let's take a look at active with the letter V, where I set it. Look here, do you see? And these variables, he doesn't use them yet, he can't see them. Do you know why? Because we didn't set the environment, and as soon as we set the environment, he will overwrite them. Let's set the environment. To begin, we need to write the keyword environment and clearly specify its parameters. This involves setting up the environment correctly to ensure everything functions as expected. Initially, I will conduct a thorough test in the production environment to verify that all systems are operating smoothly and efficiently. This step is crucial to identify any potential issues before moving forward. We're committing the changes to the repository right now. So this time my status should be active, written correctly, not the one with the error. Let's go in. Action. We're waiting for it to finish. We open it, and we can see that active is written correctly without any errors. Why does this happen? Environment priority differs. Staging disables values, secrets encrypt, passwords vary in production and staging. And if I set staging here, I'll commit it and run it. So we'll already have the value disabled since that's the value we set in the settings. And the secret reacts in exactly the same way. It just gets encrypted and doesn't even show up on the screen. But this password has one value when we specify production, it has a second value when we specify staging, and it has a completely different value. So the way variables behave is exactly the same as how secrets behave in terms of priority. And the most important thing is you saw I didn't initialize these variables anywhere here. So the way variables behave is exactly the same as how secrets behave in terms of priority. And the most important thing is you saw I didn't initialize these variables anywhere here. They work both in this workflow and in any other workflow of this repository. We access variables through the var's context, and we access secrets through the secrets context.